As the end of the day comes, I was more than ready to go. The last bell rings to dismiss us for the day. I quickly pack up, put my coat on, and head downstairs. I get outside the building. I didn't see Milo parked here, but I'm gonna check Linden first. I never told Champion where to sit. As soon as I reach the corner, I see Milo double parked hazards on. Milo and Champion are standing on the side of the car just talking. I feel myself smile. Champion was standing there in black polo sweats. His North Face was unzipped and you could see his black polo hoodie. He had on the black, white, and red Jordan 13s. He also had a black scully on his head. His cinnamon complexion was a bit lighter since it's cold out, but not by much. He turns toward my direction and his face lights up. He smiles and I see he has tops and bottoms in his mouth. In that instance, I didn't notice anything or anyone around. I walk faster to get to Champion. Hi, I squeal. I wrap my arms around his neck. He picks me up off the ground and squeezes me. I missed you, he says in my ear. I missed you too. He starts kissing on my neck. I giggle. He puts me down and kisses me on the lips. I was so happy he really showed up. He opens the car door, back passenger side. Hi, Lo, I say as I climb into the back seat. Milo chuckles and shakes his head in a playful way. Hey, Sum. Milo walks around to the driver's side and Champion climbs in next to me and closes the door. Can we get some food? I ask as the driver's side door closes. Milo and Champion laugh at the same time. It's always good to have you back, son, Milo says, which makes me start laughing. I gotta do some runs. You wanna ride or go home? I wanna come, but I don't even know if I'm allowed to yet. Alright, I got this spot on the Ave. They sell West Indian food. I'll do that one. Get your food and take you home, okay? Yeah, that works. Milo starts driving and I slide under Champion's arm. He interlocks our fingers as we get closer to the avenue. I feel Champion trying to position himself to be able to see the surroundings without making me move off him. But it was difficult. So I lift up to let him do what he needs to do. We come to a full stop. We're on a pretty quiet street. I would sometimes catch the bus over here. It was behind McDonald's, the same block with the Taco Bell, the beauty supply store, and the West Indian restaurant I mentioned before. I guess you never really know what goes on inside these businesses. Milo checks both side mirrors and gives Champion a very subtle head nod in the rearview mirror before Champion gets out the car. As Champion gets out, Milo puts his hand under the seat. Worst case scenario, duck. The car is bulletproof, okay? My eyes widen. While I know things can go left or be dangerous when I hear it, I'm still taken aback. Okay, I reply in a somber tone. After 10 minutes, Milo seemed antsy. I wanted to ask why he was so on edge, but I also didn't want to break his focus, so I decided to stay quiet. Milo takes a deep breath, reaches under his seat, and slides his gun into his waistband. Summer, remember? Worst case scenario, duck. I will be back. Okay, I reply in a close to my normal tone. I don't want him to worry about me while he's in there either. Milo walks into the restaurant, and this feels like a long 3 minutes. I was watching the clock, so I know it was exactly 3 minutes, but 1 minute felt like 3 minutes each. Finally, they emerge from the restaurant, and they don't look pissed off, but they don't look happy either. Champion walks to the trunk, and Milo walks to the driver's side. He pops the trunk, and Champion puts a bag in the trunk, closes it, and gets back in the car. Milo gets in after Champion is in. He locks the doors immediately, and we start driving. You okay? I say in a semi-low tone. Yeah, niggas tried to short the amount, play me like I'm stupid because they don't like answering to a 16-year-old. I got my money though. I don't really have any input here, so I stay quiet. You want me to start coming in? Nah, niggas gotta respect me by will or by force. It is what it is. Word, Milo replies. Milo gets to my house within the next 20 minutes. Champion didn't get my food from them because they pissed him off, which I understand. I had Milo leave me by the 2-4 so no one saw me. Champion grabs my face as I'm about to get out the car and kisses my lips. I'll call you later. If I can't, I'll be outside tomorrow. Okay, I say and smile because he's still holding my face. He kisses me 2 more times, then lets my face go. Bye, Lo, I say as I get out the car. Later, Some. I closed the door and crossed the street to walk toward my building. The next morning, I get to class early again, and the two girls who are always with Keith are sitting at their tables. I walk by them to get to my desk. Hey, Summer Rain, the light skinned one says. I look over at both of them before speaking. Hello. I'm Elena, and this is Amina, the light skinned one says, and the brown skinned one waves. I nod my head in acknowledgement of their statement. I'm not sure where this is going. I take my coat off and put it on the back of my chair. I slide my notebook out with a pen. That was your man? Elena questions. I feel myself get annoyed, so I know my face reflected such. What? I look at Elena with a confused look. We saw you after school yesterday. Amina is silent, just following along with the interaction. Why? I question now with an attitude. I look Elena right in her face so she's aware I'm not scared of her. She chuckles a bit. No, not like that. I just wanted to know if he had friends. He looked like a roller. Nah, no friends, I say and I turn back toward my book. Amina chuckles a bit as if my reply caught her off guard. I see Elena hit her arm out the corner of my eye. The bell rings and more students come from the hallway into the classroom. Shanti normally isn't too far behind, but she isn't there. 3 minutes after the late bell rings, Susan pokes her head into the classroom and we were pretty mellow, chatting but nothing crazy. She walks back out and back in. Shanti is out today, but I am not sure why you guys don't have anyone. You can talk amongst yourselves, but keep it down, she says sternly and walks back out. She isn't the chipper person I've seen since I've gotten here. I didn't have much to do since I did all my homework last night. I'm kind of in my own world when Gordon sits next to me. Hi, my name is Gordon, he says. I laugh to myself. Hi, Gordon, I'm Summer. I see a sigh of relief take over him and he tries not to smile, but he does. Sorry about yesterday. I sometimes don't know what to say. I chuckle aloud. I could tell. Now he starts to chuckle but seems embarrassed. No one calls me G Money either. Yeah, I could tell that too. I laugh a little harder. I just figured that would impress you. I shrug. I don't know how to take that comment, to be honest. Do you have a boyfriend? I'm sure you do, he continues. Yeah, I do. Well, I'd like to just be cordial if that's okay with you. He braces himself for a negative answer. Gordon, you gonna buy me lunch today? Elena walks over and interrupts. I roll my eyes and shake my head. Gordon looks so uncomfortable. I can't today. Sorry, I. She rolls her eyes and walks off. You like her? I question. Yeah, I thought she liked me too, but she just asked me for stuff. She don't like you. And don't chase girls like that. I say sternly and start to doodle in my book. He looks a little perplexed as to why I'm being nice. You're prettier than her, Gordon follows up with. I start laughing. You don't need to do all that. I don't care about Elena. But don't let yourself be used. No, you are. That's why she came to ask about lunch. She's jealous. I just shrugged. Elena kept giving Gordon dirty looks the longer he spoke to me, so eventually he became so uncomfortable he told me he would talk to me later. Over the next few weeks, Champion came to get me from school almost every day. My mother let up a little bit since I was going to class. She really let me have my freedom once I gave her my report card right before Christmas. My average was an 89.5. She told me how proud of me she was and the effort she saw me putting in. I saw Champion all of Christmas break. I spoke to Kiana and Lauren too, but Champion and I were stuck together like glue. I went on more runs than I probably should have. Lauren accidentally saw Milo, so she's been on my ass about introducing them. She knows the answer is no. She's back with Tate full time, or whatever full time means to her and Tate. Supposedly, she left Sham and Jason alone. But this came about after Storm told them he fucked her too. So I don't know if they left her alone. I didn't dig too much into the story. Kiana was pissed because Chantel started coming over again after the whole not defending her when she got jumped situation. And Chantel fucked Latrell. Why? I have no idea. Kiana was too livid to discuss it too much at the moment. I started to call Chantel, but I realized that would be just me fishing for gossip. I barely talk to this girl. Nyla ended up beating up Chantel after she fucked Latrell, so Kiana hasn't heard from her anyway. During the break, they went to visit Sharif's parents for 2 nights. I snuck over to Champion's house one of the nights. Not going to go into detail about what happened, but we've been having sex pretty much nonstop any chance we get. After the Christmas break, everything resumed as normal. Champion's new school schedule started at 7:30 and he got out at 1. He did that so he didn't have to cut so much. Regardless of what he did for money, he wanted his diploma. He never wanted someone to think he was just a dumb drug dealing kid. He had bigger dreams, plans, goals, and aspirations far beyond all this. He knew he was being groomed to take over, and he was going to, but he wanted to have other outlets. He always included me in all the plans he had for the future. One day after school, I get outside right to our usual spot of meeting. Champion is outside and pissed. He's so annoyed he doesn't see me walk over. He was still having issues with the people in the West Indian spot. He tells me he reached out to my dad and my uncle, and they're telling him he has to apply muscle to the situation. They have to follow what he says regardless of his age. He is the boss, and if they don't like it, they could get on. They asked him if he wanted them to intervene, but he said no. He knew if he said yes, he'd take 2 steps backwards in everything he was being taught and groomed for. He told them he got it, and he told me he had to take me straight home. He needed to get this plan together. Of course, I gave him his space to do what he needed to do. We ride mostly in silence. When Milo gets in front of the 2-4, Champion is again so deep in thought he doesn't realize. I'll call you later, he says. Okay. He gives me half a peck on my lips and I get out the car. I know it's not personal, so I just hope whatever all this is blows over so I can have back the Champion I usually have. He didn't end up calling me later, so I assumed he would be outside my school the next day when I got out. The whole day I had this uneasy feeling in my stomach. Something just didn't feel right. I normally don't even worry when I don't hear from him, but this just felt different. At the end of the day, I rush downstairs. If I see the Suburban, then I know it's just me worrying. If I don't, I don't know. I can ask my dad, but he doesn't even know what has gone on between us for real. And if I ask, it's going to give my father too much room to ask me questions. I come around the corner and I see Milo sitting on the car, so I feel some relief. I look around for Champion. He wouldn't be too far behind. Maybe he was still in the car? I speed walk towards Milo. Hey Lo, where's Champ? I question. Milo's face looks totally uneasy, which makes my heart drop into my stomach without him saying a single thing back to me. He swallows really hard and takes a deep breath. I look at him with confusion and anticipation, but I don't speak. I need my question answered. I don't know how to say this, Summer. He swallows really hard again. Say what, Milo? Champion got shot last night. What? I feel my heart racing. Them niggas in the store did it? I question with more anger than hurt. Call my father. People walking by turned to look at the commotion I was now causing. He didn't want to tell you yesterday. They put a hit on his head. He already applied muscle to the situation, but they didn't like it. He found out about the money on his head and went to catch the nigga before they caught him. My heart is racing so quickly at this point my palms are sweating. He stepped out to do a pickup. Before he could even get inside, they shot him. I can't even begin to form any questions at this point. What hospital is he in? Take me now, please? Milo swallows again. He moves a little bit closer to me before he speaks. Milo, please! He hesitates before speaking. He didn't make it, son. In that instant, I feel my whole body go numb. My legs give out and I feel Milo catch me. The sound all around me goes out and I slump down into his arms, crying my eyes out.